The sun was doing its dramatic slow-motion exit behind Killer Hill. You know, like that one friend who takes forever to leave a party but still wants everyone to watch them go. And there we were. Me, Adi, the responsible one. Which is just a nice way of saying I worry too much. My cousin Gia, who's basically a human GPS with anger issues. And Kabir, the guy who laughs in the face of danger. Mostly because he doesn't recognize danger until it's punching him in the nose. We were staring down the Extreme Bike Championship Trail, which, let's be honest, was just a fancy name for death path with extra mud. Tomorrow was race day, and Kabir had just dropped a bombshell bigger than his last attempt at cooking. Dude, it's charred cereal. How? He kicked his bike stand up like some kind of action hero. You guys won't believe what I just heard from Neha's brother's friend who knows Rohan's mechanic's dog walker. Gia cut him off. Kabir, breathe, then words. He took a deep breath. Rohan's team cheated last year. They planted spikes near Mud Pit to pop people's tires. I blinked. Wait, like actual evil villain spikes? Not just like a bad batch of trail mix? Gia's face went full detective mode. That's how they won? We have to tell the judges. I shook my head. And say what? Hey, we heard from a guy who knows a dog who maybe saw something? They'll laugh us out of the tent. Kabir grinned. Unless we find the spikes ourselves. Tonight. Undercover mission. Bond music optional. Gia groaned. Why do your good ideas always sound like felonies? Because legal ideas are boring, Kabir said, pulling out a headlamp. Also, I already packed snacks. I sighed. You realize if we get caught, we're either arrested or grounded until we're 40, right? Kabir shrugged. Worth it. Besides, what's the worst that could happen? Gia and I exchanged a look. That phrase was basically Kabir's version of hold my juice box. 11:30 p.m. The moon was doing its best, but let's be real, it wasn't exactly lighting up the whole trail. More like that 1 week flashlight you forget to charge. Move like shadows, Kabir whisper yelled, crouching like some action hero. I couldn't help but point at his shoes. B.O. Your sneakers literally glow in the dark. Oh, right. He looked down. Tactical oversight. We crept past the big closed race prep sign. You know the type. The kind that makes you feel like you're definitely about to get arrested or eaten by something. Why are we doing this at midnight again? I asked, already knowing the answer. Because, Kabir said like it was obvious, if we do it in daylight, it's not sneaking. It's just trespassing with witnesses. And if we get caught, then we run faster than that time you ate Mom's experimental curry. Fair point. The trail was dead quiet, except for some owl judging our life choices. Mud Pit looked even worse at night, like a black hole that ate bikes for fun. Okay, stay sharp, I said. If they planted spikes, they'll be hidden but not invisible. What if there's like a sign? Kabir asked hopefully. Like spikes here with a little arrow? Yeah, because cheaters are known for being super helpful like that. We were halfway through scanning the ground when, snap. Next thing I knew, my front tire was done for. I swerved like a drunk penguin, but somehow stayed upright. Well, that was fun, I announced to the night sky. Really enjoyed that. Kabir was already digging in the mud. Found him, ninja nails. Buried just deep enough to wreck tires but not get spotted. That's actually smart, I admitted. Evil, but smart. I'm gonna murder Rohan, I muttered, snapping pics of the evidence. We just pulled out the 17th spike when, headlights, a Jeep came roaring toward us like we'd just keyed its favorite shirt. Kabir froze. Play it cool? I looked at the spikes in my hands, then at the mud all over us. We're literally holding the evidence, genius. Run! My shout snapped us all into action. We grabbed our bikes, spikes still in hand, and pedaled like our lives depended on it, which, considering Rohan's murderous expression, they kinda did. Kabir, being Kabir, immediately hit a rock and went flying over his handlebars. I'm okay, he yelled from the dirt pile. Kabir, move your butt, Gia screamed as the Jeep's engine roared behind us. We hauled Kabir up and kept going, the Jeep gaining on us. Mud sprayed everywhere as we took a sharp turn toward the old forest bridge, our only escape route. They're catching up, I panted. My legs burned like they were on fire. Quick! The evidence exclamation mark Gia held out her phone. Send the spike photos to Neha right now! While still biking. Because we're talented like that, I fumbled with the phone and hit send just as we reached the rickety bridge. The bridge showdown. The wooden planks groaned under our bikes. Halfway across, Kabir looked back and froze. froze. Guys? Rohan's whole team was sprinting toward us on foot, looking ready to murder. Gia acted fast. "Hey, Judge Mather!" she suddenly screamed at the top of her lungs. "We found the spikes! Check your phone!" Everyone froze. Rohan's face went white. From the other side of the woods, we heard shouting. Then, miracle of miracles, actual Judge Mather appeared, looking furious with his phone in hand. What is going on here? The big reveal turns out Neha, being the legend she is, had immediately forwarded our photos to the judges. Within minutes, the spikes were confirmed as Sabotage Rohan's team got disqualified. On the spot, we became instant legends. But, Rohan spluttered as his teammates slowly backed away from him. Judge Mather crossed his arms. 3-month biking ban, and you're fixing every damaged bike from last year's race. Race day victory. The actual championship next day was almost boring after all that drama. With Rohan's team gone, Gia dominated the downhill course. Kabir somehow won Most Creative Crash Award. And I didn't embarrass myself. As we stood on the winner's podium, Kabir grinned. Same time next year? Gia groaned. Next year, we're just racing. No spies, no spikes, no midnight adventures, no promises, I said. And we all laughed.